thing I would like to say is that all of you did a really good job in doing the analysis, identifying the question, and referencing the IEEE Code of Conduct ethics. Drum roll, please. UCSD had a total score of 13 points. UCI had a total score of 16 points. UCLA had a total score of 19 points. Congratulations, UCLA. And congratulations to UCI as well. UCSD, you came in third place. However, I know the prize is important and pride comes into play. But this really was not about first, second, and third. What this really was about is to prepare you for the future that you're embarking upon and some of the issues that you're going to see and deal with when you start working for your own company or larger companies or smaller companies. That's what this is really about. You have to learn how to deal with these difficult interpersonal problems. They will smack you dead in the face when you walk through the door of a corporation, and you will need the tools to deal with them. And IEEE provides those tools and resources to you. You're going to see these problems not just once, but hundreds of times in your career. As the lowly test engineer, and as you become more senior in a corporation, and now you're on the executive board or you're the directors, you need to understand how to deal with these situations. And I think the prize that you all got from each other, from IEEE, and from us being here, is more knowledge of how to deal with these complex issues where there is no course on it. But these are real things. It involves law, it involves relationships, it involves leadership. And what you talked about here today really is about doing the right thing and leadership. Because it's easy to do the wrong thing. It's easy to walk away from hard problems. It's easy to go with the flow. It is difficult to tell your boss, this is wrong and I need to seek redress, and I will do so. We have an ethical obligation to do that. And I'm putting you on notice so that you can take care of it as my boss. And if you don't, then I have an obligation to contact the proper authorities. And you put that in writing, and you send it to them, and give them some time to think about it, and you put a timeline on it. If I do not hear from you in 2 days, I am taking the next steps. Right? That's what this is all about. Now, with that said, UCLA, since you won $400, there's 4 of us. No, I think that's unethical. But congratulations, UCLA, and congratulations, IEEE, for attending this.
I'd like to add one thing to this, guys. I tried to make you think outside the box, get beyond ethics and get into other areas. And so when we were explaining things to you, we were asking you questions, we were leading you down a path of glory there. We weren't just making this painful for you, we were recalling our own pain. We've been through all those situations. I have been forced with all of those dilemmas that we talked about. I have seen them all and done them all, and I've paid for some and paid dearly for others, but none did not go without its pain. So being ethical keeps your job. Unethical loses your job. So if you just remember that one part, as long as you tell the truth, as long as you're honest, if the mistake was honest, it will come out. Okay? You-
I'm sorry.
And the main thing that you take away from all this is, all those situations we talked about are real. You'll find scrupulous people, you'll find people that think of corporation first, you think people that think of money, think of people that think of schedule, you think of glory. They all have agendas, everyone has agendas. But you'll find that 95% of the engineers out there are ethical and firm in their beliefs, honest and real. Okay? There's two things that you have to remember, always. If you're gonna work for the DOD or any government agency, you're gonna have to have a national security clearance. In order to have a national security clearance, you must be ethical, honest, open, and hide nothing.
Trustworthy.
You must be trustworthy. Okay? As you go up the ladder, as you get more responsibility, you'll find that it gets harder and harder and harder to lie, harder and harder and harder to do the wrong thing. I had an old manager a long, long time ago. He said, Manny, the higher you go up the ladder, the easier it is to see your underwear. Okay? In other words, your 6 o'clock is very, very exposed because everyone's looking. More eyes are on you. So do the right thing, be ethical. IEEE knows this is why they have their code, and we expect you to follow it. And if you don't, I'm here to tell you your future. You will get fired. You may be put in jail, you may be fined, or all of the above. When you sign a document as an engineer, you're signing that that is the absolute truth. It was done according to the way the contract was, and that everything was right. So when you put your signature down on something, remember, it can and will be used against you in a court of law. Emails can be used against you in a court of law. I am can be used against you in a court of law. Don't think that when you're on a telephone that you're exempt. I have a sign at work that says, "You employees entering these premises shall have no expectations of privacy." What that means is there's cameras and microphones everywhere. Our telephones are tapped, recorded, and looked for keywords. They watch everything. I have a badge that tells them what room I go into, when I go into that room, how long I was in that room. All my keystrokes on my computer are counted and exact. If I erase something, it'll say A, B, C, D, erase, 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 E, F, G. Every keystroke is recorded. Every conversation is recorded. Every place I go is recorded. So if you think that you're going to get involved with a company that has security clearances, keep this in mind. Ethics is the only thing that's going to save you. Cross that line, you will get fired. Guaranteed. And oh, by the way, the fine is $10,000 or 10 years in prison for every offense. So you can go to jail for a long, long time, be broke, not have a job because of ethics. And I don't say that to scare you, I'm telling you the truth.
So if I may, just briefly, I was actually very, very impressed by all of this discussion. And when I was in your shoes as an undergrad, I wasn't thinking about these things. And I wish I was in a program like this where folks were testing me, you know. So I think you guys are on a great, great path. You know, I really admire this. The second thing I'll share with you is something someone shared with me. You know, all the Big Brother stuff is true, but the softest pillow is a clear conscience. You know, and it's a great way to focus on the things important in your life. You know, again, I'm so impressed with this group and the fact that you're all spending your Saturday thinking about ethics at this age, you know, instead of
At our age.
I don't want to get into that, but you know,
Soft pillow has another meaning for us.
I'll tell you, I wasn't doing this on a Saturday as an undergrad, and I'm in awe of all of you.
Great job, guys, though.
Great job. I don't think there's anything that's bad.
Yeah.